Welcome, racing fans, to this NASCAR race review on Terminal Show, as I'm reviewing the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs Round of 12, and the final race is the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And guys, we would see Shane Van Gisbergen get his first career pole in the Cup Series in this to start out, and also on the front row, we would see the number 45 Toyota driven by Tyler Reddick, the regular season champion, also starting out on the front row. And guys, we'd have a pretty good race to start out this race here at this Roval track here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, this road course race that is very difficult, especially with the new transitions and changes that they've made to the track here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And guys, everyone here was just bumping and racing throughout this whole entire race. A very, very good race for the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs here in the round of 12, and this is the last race before the round of 8, so we'll have to see who was able to advance and be aggressive enough at this road course racing for the NASCAR Cup Series. And then guys, after this we see the regular season champion, the number 5 Toyota, Tyler Reddick, would be able to win stage 1 of this road course here and really be able to kind of get himself a good buffer with the 10 points that he gets for that stage win after stage 1. And he would really need it, as he would run into trouble later on in this race. And we would also see then after the restart there, the number 5 Chevy driven by Kyle Larson for Hendrick Motorsports was able to take the lead after stage 1 restart and be able to hold on it, and actually ended up leading the most laps throughout this whole entire race. And then we'd see trouble for the number 45 Tyler Reddick, and his Toyota gets tangled up with the number 11 Toyota of Danny Hamlin for Joe Gibbs Racing, and this would actually put the number 45 about 2 to 4 feet in the air, a big jump as he comes down with his right rear tire, ending up with some damage throughout the rest of the race that he had to race with this in order for him to be able to try to advance into the next round of the round of 8 for the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. And this also hampered the number 11 Toyota Danny Hamlin, as his left rear tire was dealing with some damage as well that made it difficult for him to finish this race, as he was also trying to advance in the NASCAR playoffs. So a tough break there as we've seen these guys collide, and a big move there, a big unfortunate move for the number 45 there, Tyler Reddick, and he had to fight with that car the rest of the race after that. And then guys, after this we would get to our stage 2 break that would end up being the number 48 Chevy driven by Alex Bowman gets the stage win after number 2 and gets the crucial 10 points with that stage win here. As we head on to stage 3 after that, we would see the number 5 Chevy driven by Kyle Larson get the lead, and he would end up being the winner of this race as he advances into the round of 8. He already advanced on points earlier in this race, but we see Kyle Larson cements it by getting this road course win, and a little bit of a payback for him, if you will, or a kickback, especially after he was not able to race in the Charlotte Motor Speedway race earlier this year, because Kyle Larson was trying to race at the Indy 500 and come back to race at the Charlotte 600, which wasn't able to happen due to weather and whatnot. So he finally gets a big win here to help advance him into the round of 8. And man, what a road course that we had here. We also seen an unfortunate mishap for the number 14 Ford of Chase Briscoe, who was ended up knocking out of this race earlier on, which means he is eliminated from the playoffs here in the round of 12. And as we advance over to the round of 8, we have some big news that's coming out after this race happened. We found out that the number 48 of Alex Bowman, the Chevy for Hendrick Motorsports, would actually be disqualified after inspection by NASCAR in the NASCAR Cup Series. After this race, they inspect every single car, and on the number 48, unfortunately, it came in too light on weight, even after they checked it 3 or 4 times, and now this means the number 48 is disqualified after he originally had advanced into the round of 8 of the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. So now, because of this, the number 22 Ford of Joey Logano would be the car that ends up getting to advance into the round of 8 because of this mishap, because of what happened, unfortunately, with the inspection there for the number 48 team for Hendrick Motorsports, as they have reported, or at least posted on social media there from all the news outlets, that they're going to look to see what happened and look at the details before they decide to appeal this move coming up on Monday. Man, what an incredible turn of events, especially with all the news coming out from the NASCAR world right now. And guys, just going over the last little tidbits of this race here, as we just mentioned, the other couple of drivers now that aren't able to advance into the round of 8, we see Daniel Suarez, the number 99 Chevy there for Trackhouse Racing, is eliminated from the playoffs. Also, Austin Cindric, the number 2 Ford for Penske Penske Racing has been eliminated as well. And we also mentioned Chase Briscoe, and now Alex Bowman is added to that list when originally Joey Logano was the one that actually didn't make it at the cut line after the number 45 regular season champion Tyler Reddick and his Toyota was able to do just enough, especially after the damage that he received earlier in this race, to be able to advance. A very, very good race from Tyler Reddick, who was able to take his kind of limped car, not so good, not 100% car, but still was able to drive it up to get a good enough finish for him to advance into the round of 8. And the other cars and the other drivers that were able to advance, we already found out about William Byron last week, who was able to advance on points. We also find out Chase Elliott for Hendrick Motorsports was also able to advance. The reigning Cup Series champion Ryan Blaney in the number 12 Ford for Penske Racing will get to advance. Chase Elliott drives the number 9 Chevy there for Hendrick Motorsports. Like he said, he just advanced. And also the number 11 Toyota, Denny Hamlin and Joe Gibbs Racing there, they advance into the round of 8. And also Tyler Reddick, the regular season champion for 2311 Racing, and that number 45 Toyota will advance. And that is your round of 8 drivers there that will advance into the round of 8, where we'll have 3 more races with these 8 drivers before we get to the round of 4 in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. And guys, going over, like I said, the next 8 drivers that have a chance to compete at the championship, we see where William Byron, the number 24 Chevy for Hendrick Motorsports. Also, the number 9 Chevy, Chase Elliott for Hendrick Motorsports. Also, the number 5 Chevy for Kyle Larson for Hendrick Motorsports also advances into the round of 8. Joey Logano, number 22 Ford for Penske Racing, advances. The number 12 reigning series champion, the Ford driven by Ryan Blaney for Penske Racing, also advances. And looking over to the other guys that will be in, the number 45 Toyota there for 2311 Racing will also advance. And Denny Hamlin, the number 11 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, will also advance into the round of 8. Best of luck to all those drivers into that particular round. And it's going to be really, really hectic as we have just a few races left in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season as the playoffs in the NASCAR Cup Series are heating up. Thank you guys so much for checking out this NASCAR Cup Series race review on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and please leave some comments on what you thought about the race. The road course there at Charlotte Motor Speedway was pretty cool. It's nice to see a really, really good race. Not too many cautions in this one, and definitely really good racing there from the NASCAR Cup Series drivers. And now we move on to even better races as we're getting down to the nitty gritty here in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you like and subscribe to Tim Reynolds Show for this NASCAR race reviews, my WWE show reviews, and much more with NFL news and college football news as well, right here on this sports entertainment channel, Tim Reynolds Show. Peace out, everybody. Have a good day.